right, we're in strategy and this is creating a compelling business plan. In this lesson, we're going to go through the key components of a business plan, describing your services, target market and competition, and then outlining your core business department strategies. We are talking about, we've taken our purpose, mission and values, and now we're talking about bringing in why we do everything in our company and how we do them into strategic, measurable department strategies, and also taking away KPIs so that we can then implement them through our meeting structures to ensure that we are achieving our mission. So let's have a look at the key components of a business plan. Now, the purpose of your business plan, it serves as a roadmap for your business, outlining your goals, your strategies for achieving them, and the structure of your business. It helps you navigate your business towards success by guiding your directions and actions. The benefits of implementing a business plan, it isn't just a class assignment. This is not a 30-page copy and paste file that you leave in My Documents and you do fuck all with. This is an end goal. It's broken down into a mission and objectives required to achieve or required to reach the result. When we unpack each tactic that must be implemented, measured, refined, and ultimately achieved in order to have a chance at reaching the mission. Our business plan is straight to the point, it's actionable and free from any bullshit. We are getting straight into what your company needs to operate and achieve its mission and how we are going to get there. The essential components of your business plan are, as we've gone through in the previous lesson, your purpose, mission and values. They are your why we're here. Then we'll go into the next section, which is our business description. This is who we are. And then our strategies, how we are going to get to our purpose, mission, and our values. Now, the core business departments that I just mentioned are marketing, sales, operations, people, and finance. And throughout our business plan, these are the core strategies that we're going to be developing. So when you hear people say, oh, what's your marketing strategy? What's your sales strategy? We're going to go into the exact framework of how you can create your own marketing, sales, ops, people, and finance strategies. And then we're going to bring it all together into our company to ensure that this isn't just a waste of time, but this is actually a way to implement everything in our company to ensure that we are only doing the activities we need to do in order to get to our mission and our purpose. Now, how to create a department strategy. We're looking at our purpose. Why are we doing this? For example, for marketing, could be brand awareness, omnipresence, lead gen, and a multi-channel mixture. Then we're looking at accountability. So who is responsible for the results? Then the KPI, what metrics are used to measure the results? Then technology, what tech can we or do we utilize to enhance the results? Then our tactics, how will we achieve the purpose? And then measurement, when we'll be reviewing. So whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, or quarterly. So you can see we've got here the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 components of how to create a department strategy. And you'll see this framework of purpose, accountability, KPI, technology, tactics, and measurement. You will see this framework in every one of our strategies. You can see here the marketing strategy, sales strategy. We will run through exactly the same framework. This enables us to keep consistency, but it also enables us to get super clear, laser focused on what is the purpose of each department and what are we going to do in order to achieve our mission and our purpose. You can see how everything we do comes back to how we're going to achieve what we said we're going to achieve. Now let's look at the tips for creating a comprehensive and persuasive business plan. We want to keep it concise. While your business plan needs to be comprehensive and full of information, we want to avoid unnecessary details. We're going to keep it clear and concise. We need to use data. We need to support our claims with data wherever possible. This will make your business plan more credible and persuasive. It also makes it more usable. Be realistic. While it's good to be optimistic, we need to ensure that our business plan is realistic. Any overly optimistic forecast can damage our credibility, can also damage the way we are scaling up and the way we're implementing our strategic objectives. We want to review and revise. Our business plan is not a static document. This is not getting printed off and put in a folder and never looked at again. We will review and revise it as our business evolves and as we learn more about the marketplace and our services. And we want to seek feedback as well. So our community is a great place to seek feedback. I would recommend making some friends with some people throughout the community. Maybe don't post your business plan directly into the community because obviously it's a public forum. However, as you start to make friends and build relationships, if you're a plumber in Sydney and you build a relationship with a plumber in Brisbane and a plumber in Adelaide, by all means, guys, collaborate, share your business plans, and get some feedback on where you're thinking get some feedback on how you think your strategies stack up. Ask if there's any gaps or weaknesses. Ask your your community, and in a safe space, ask for the feedback of how you could better your company, and also give back to your team as well. Now, looking here, I've just touched on previously, we do have the 6 steps or the 6-step action plan. It's super easy to follow. We said just previously we're going to go through and put down our purpose. What is the reason for the strategy? Think for the marketing strategy, it could be have too many leads. That could be the purpose. Accountability, who's responsible for the function? This is likely going to be you until your team grows. Often with the marketing strategy, we do see that the accountability is held with a marketing agency. Then we've got our KPI. What is a key performance indicator? This is the one metric that when measured proves the strategy is working. Think for the marketing strategy, the number of leads. Technology, what tech and software are we using? This could be as simple as we're using Google Ads, we're using Instagram ads, that kind of thing. It's just noting them down. Tactics, what are the tangible activities employed to achieve the strategy? Now we're going to go into what the tactics are. And measurement, how do we intend on measuring this? This is usually for our strategies. This is in our monthly governance meeting. Then you can retitle your governance meeting as whatever you like, make it sound a bit less corporate. In my business, it's called them roundtable. But this is where we're going to measure, did our KPIs work? Are we being effective? And where do we need to improve? Now, describing your services, your target market, and your competition. To effectively describe your services, emphasizing their value and unique selling points, focus on the benefits. Rather than just describing the feature of your services, highlight the benefits that they provide to the customers. For instance, a plumbing company might not just provide leak repairs, but can offer peace of mind to a safe and comfortable home. Your unique selling points clearly identify what makes your service stand out from the competition. This could be anything from superior quality, unique features, better customer service, and more competitive pricing. And you want to be able to tell a story here as well. People connect with the stories. So try and tell a little bit of a story about your service. And this could be the story about why you created it, how it's helped previous customers, testimonials, that kind of thing as well. And identifying, analysing your target market, including your demographics. Now, with our services, describing our services, with our target market, and with our competition, we do deep dive into these, and our USP as well. We do deep dive into these in the marketing section, but for the time being, we're going to put down what we know. Then we're going to go into the marketing modules and understand more about that, and then we're going to come back and refine everything that is in our business plan. So we need to look at demographics. These are statistical characteristics of your target market. They're like your age, your gender, income level, education level, and occupation. And your psychographics, these are more your subjective characteristics of your target market, including interests, attitudes, values, lifestyle, that kind of thing. And then market sizes, number of potential customers, or the total revenue potential within your target market. And then assessing your competition and positioning of your business within the market landscape. So a competitive analysis, identifying your main competitors and then analyze their products, pricing, marketing strategies, and customer relationships. This can help you find some gaps in the market and some opportunities to differentiate your business as well. And also positioning. This is about deciding where you want to stand out in the market compared to your competitors. It involves determining how you want to be perceived by your target market. For instance, you might position yourself as the most affordable, or the highest quality, or the most customer friendly. Now, outlining your core business department strategies. This is where we're going to deep dive into each one and what does a marketing strategy look like. So we're going to go through each of our marketing, sales, operations, people, and finance. and we're going to break down exactly what some examples of how these strategies could look. So for our marketing strategy, what could this look like? Our purpose could be to generate X number of leads. Now, by thinking about that, we're going our revenue targets divided by our average sale or average invoice price will equal the number of jobs required. Then we need to multiply that by our close rate. So I hope I'm not losing you here, which will give us the number of leads required. So by setting our purpose and our KPIs, we then will be looking for metrics and data in order to understand exactly what number of these elements we need, or what is the magic number needed to be achieved. So I want you to read over that a little bit, even pause it now and start to understand and see if you can work out how many leads you do need based on your revenue target. If you don't know these answers, then as we go through the marketing and the sales strategies, you'll better understand how these come together. And there's also some information on calculating financial ratios in the finance modules too. So then we're looking at accountability. As I've said previously, most often in a marketing strategy, it's a marketing agency that is accountable to your marketing strategy. However, you may say marketing strategy, but in brackets, you oversee the marketing strategy as the director of the company. Then KPI, what's the key performance indicator? What is the one number that is most important? And for our marketing strategy example, we're looking at leads per month is the most important. The tech, as I said previously as well, we're using Google Ads and social media for our brand awareness and social proof. That's the only tech we're using there. We might chuck in website as well. This is kind of, as we're looking at in later areas, going through strengths and weaknesses, we might go, okay, we're spending a lot of time using, in our marketing strategy, using social media. Is there a platform that we can involve to post across all platforms? Or, it's by acknowledging them here, it gives us an opportunity to think about how can we improve this in the future. Tactics, so we're using Google Ads campaigns and organic social activity. And measurement, we're looking at measuring our KPI and our overall marketing strategy in our monthly governance meeting. Now, what does a sales strategy look like? So the purpose of a sales strategy of this example is to exceed revenue targets set in the financial forecast, and specifically 50% growth on previous year. Accountability, most often sales is accountable to the director unless you've got a sales team and a sales manager. The KPI we're looking at here is revenue. So you can see in the marketing example, the KPI is leads. In the sales, the KPI is revenue. And for our calculation here, a revenue target is our marketing KPI. And then we may have a finance or a sales target as well, or a sub-sales target of average sale. So if you are to use this calculation, then you want to make sure that these metrics become some of your KPIs as well. You'll see how each department doesn't operate exclusively from the others. Each department needs to feed and push and pull from each other's so that we can get to our purpose and get to our mission faster. So back to the purpose, to exceed our revenue targets set in the financial forecast. Accountable to the director, the KPI is revenue per month. The technology, we're using our CRM in the blueprint. Our tactics, the blueprint items like the sales funnel, the elevator pitch and scripts. These are the things we can implement to make our KPI better. And we are measuring this in the monthly governance meeting. Now let's have a look at what an operations strategy looks like. So the purpose of our operations strategy is to exceed customer satisfaction by 90%. And the reason that I'm setting an operational strategy example like this is because if we're going to increase our sales by 50%, there's going to be a lot of new people on the team and a lot of action happening. And we want to make sure that we're not disappointing our customers. We want to maintain a certain level of customer satisfaction, which is suitable for the amount of growth that we're having. Now, accountability, most likely the project team. They are the people who are directly communicating with the clients and getting that customer feedback. The KPI could be a customer satisfaction score, whether you're sending a follow-up email with a 5-star rating, finding a way to get your customers to engage with it, actually get the feedback, and then how are we going to display that as well. And then technology, like we just said, an automated survey. Some of our companies actually use manual phone calls because we found our clients wouldn't do the automated survey. You may find that your customer might do an automatic survey via text message, but won't do it via email, or vice versa, or you may need to call them up and use a manual phone call or a manual survey in order to kind of position how the customer feels about the job, and then how can you give them a score based on that. And then tactics, we're going to use SOPs to streamline our services delivery. So we're looking at how can we improve our customer satisfaction, and by doing that in this example, we're recording all of our SOPs so that our team are trained efficiently. They know exactly the protocols for the company. They're not leaving anything behind. They're not messing anything up. And then measurement. As with most of our strategies, we're measuring it in our monthly governance. People strategy. What does the people strategy look like? And you can see we're still following the same framework. The people strategy could be to exceed employee satisfaction by 80%. Accountability could be to administration, could be to HR, could be to yourself as the director. The KPI, you could implement something like an employee satisfaction score. And the technology, this could be done through an automated survey like in Facebook Messenger, if you use Slack. If you don't use any platforms like that, you could always jump onto something like an online survey form and send the link to your team through text message. We just want to try and implement some kind of technology in order to make that process a little bit easier. Then the tactics, obviously performance reviews and listening to feedback. They are going to be the elements where we actually understand what our team wants. How can we better improve our employees' workplace? How can we better improve their enjoyment and their satisfaction of their job to achieve the target? And then how are we going to measure it? Obviously the monthly governance. And then our finance strategy. This is our last one of the strategies. And the purpose of this for our example is to reduce our accounts receivable days to below 30. Most likely this is either to admin or to yourself if you're still doing the administration. Your KPI is accounts receivable days over the 30-day period, accounts receivable days for the month. Technology, most likely your accounting software, whether it's Xero, whether it's QuickBooks, MyOb. You might also involve a tactical element of phone calls there, and we can look at certain tactics like the 14-7-1-1 strategy, which is you email at 14-7 and 1 days away from the due date, and then you call at 1 day overdue. Having a little system like this just keeps you consistent so that you can beat your KPI and then achieve your purpose for that particular strategy. And then measuring it at the monthly governance as well. So for this example, if your administration person is doing your accounts receivable, is doing your invoice follow-ups, then you can help them to systemize this approach through your automated emails in Xero, and then you might assign them to following up the follow-up phone call 1 day after the invoice has gone overdue. And then at your weekly finance meeting, be a great opportunity for you to then follow up with your admin person and say, look, these are the 6 invoices overdue. What was your conversation with each one of those? Obviously, if your admin person says, I haven't had a conversation with those, then you know they haven't been following the strategy that you've outlined for them, the tactic. And then you can then implement a more effective way for that to happen. So like I've said previously, nothing we do here is just for shits and giggles. Everything we do here actually has a reason, a motive and a purpose, and we're here to achieve our KPIs and our targets. So when I say tactics as well, this is what your blueprint looks like. You've probably had a look already. These are the tactics. So our tactics are our ideal customer, our tactics are our sales funnel, our tactics are our financial forecast, our recruiting, our expectations, our SOPs. All of the elements that make up the actual blueprint, the tangible blueprint, are most likely our tactics or explanations of our objectives. And that's it. You know how to compile your first draft for the business plan. Please don't worry if your business plan doesn't pack out very well. If you don't know a particular KPI for any of these strategy elements, don't worry, just leave it. Put down what you can or what you think is right at the moment. And then as we go through the remaining modules, you're going to better understand your company, you're going to better understand the purposes behind each strategy, and you're also going to better understand the tactics that we can implement, and then that's going to enable you to understand your numbers and your metrics better so that you can then set more attainable or more realistic targets that are better aligned with your purpose and your mission.